You're watching the Sporting Time Show with host Doug Thompson. Sponsored by Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop.
Good evening and welcome to the Sporting Time Show. I am Doug Thompson and it is officially postseason basketball time. We have already punched the tickets for the Bowling Green Lady Purples who are in Lexington as we speak. And of course, earlier this week, the boys' fourth region was determined with the Warren Central Dragons winning over Bowling Green to advance to Rupp Arena. And my guest today is Coach Unsol, the head coach of the Warren Central Dragons. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
You and I are going to spend some time on this show today.
All right.
We also have Amari Glover, who played a huge part in that fourth region championship.
Yeah.
But Coach, before we get to the game and you advancing on, and congratulations for that, I went back and I did a little bit of homework. 11th season.
11th season.
251, I know you don't keep up with this, but 251 wins, 88 losses. You average 8 losses per season. You have gone to the state tournament now 5 times in 11 seasons under your watch. You have played Bowling Green 7 times in the fourth region championship, and you just won your 4th title over them. But what a great run! And man, what a championship at Dill Arena earlier this week you had, and just kind of talk about the ebbs and flows of that game and coaching those 16, 17, and 18-year-olds in that type of environment.
Well, you know, it was the first time for them winning one. It takes you learning how to win it to win those games. I mean, I said I've lost 3 to Bowling Green. I had to learn how to win that game. Sometimes you go in trying to do too much. Those kids fought. You know, and when we played, the first 3 shots were hard. And I told my assistant coach, I said, we are too jacked up. So we're going to be in here for a while. We got the lead. Bowling Green came back. I mean, we knew they were going to fight their tails off. Turner's an excellent player. He's going to fight. He's tough. But I was proud of my kids. They never did one time they didn't think they weren't going to win. I mean, we're in timeouts when they finally took the lead, and I was like, somebody make a play. Just go make a play. The X's and O's are out the window. Go make a play. Just be a basketball player. Yep. Chappelle hits a big 3. Hadn't had a great game offensively all night. Hits a big 3. I mean, we had guys, our 2 leading scorers just made the plays at the right time. Jaden Lawrence.
Yeah.
You know, we had those guys had 18 points, I think. They averaged 28 together, him and Chappelle, but they didn't force it. They let the game, they let Omari and Cade stepped up huge. They let those guys lead us, you know, offensively, and they did a great job defensively. You know, Jaden just wants to win, so he just, whatever it took, he went and got a great big offensive rebound, knocked down 2 free throws. So I mean, it's a highs and lows, a great region championship game. That's how you want to win it. Yeah,
you know, Omari had 18 points. Cade had 13 points, came off the bench, and I believe hit a big 3.
Yeah.
But how do you get? And you've been through this so many times. How do you get those young guys to kind of take a breath and kind of pump the brakes a little bit? Because you're working against, first of all, you've got a pretty packed house at Dill Arena.
Yeah.
Everything is on the line, and you're playing a rival. It's like a Ali Frazier type of atmosphere. How do you get them to just take a breath?
Well, the biggest thing I've learned doing this, like I said, we've lost 3 of them, and then 2 of those I've lost just because I was too. Your kids follow you, so I was just too jacked up doing way too much, and I had to learn that, man. Just let them go play. That's all they've done all year. Let them go play. Quit overthinking this. And this last night, we got in one of the timeouts, you know, you bark at them. It's like halftime, I'm barking at them. I look up, it's 4 minutes ago. I say, okay, that's over with. All right, let's regroup and get out there and do what we need to do. And then we went rebounding, we get in there. I said, man, we just got to be tough. Then we'd stop and we get another timeout, and I'll see them kind of jump. I said, listen, I love you, go play. And then, I mean, you know, you got to keep them calm. If they feed off your emotion. So as competitive I am, I have to catch myself sometimes. I'm like, come on. And then I'm like, okay, come on, we're all right. We got to go get this done. And they did a great job of it, man. It's all them. Those kids have been amazing. It's a special group.
Yeah, and, you know, when we come back from break, I want to ask you about some of the players that you've had in previous seasons. You know, not to compare this team against other teams, but you have had some huge outstanding players, but this team, you've got 5 guys now that are in double-digit scoring. You've got a lot of talent. Yeah. So let's stay tuned. More with Coach Unsol. And Coach, we got about 15 seconds. Jaden Lawrence, senior, he did a great job.
Great job. Special kid, great leader for us.
Yeah. He was a lot of fun to watch last night. But
Yeah.
we're going to take a short break. When we come back, more of the Sporting Time Show with Coach William Unsol. More basketball postseason right here on the Sporting Time Show on WNKY NBC 40. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show again. Coach William Unsol, Warren Central head basketball coach. Amari Glover will join me here in a few minutes. Coach, you're headed to Rupp Arena. Man, what a thrill that is for you, but also for your young players.
Well, you want them to enjoy it, and it never gets old. But you want these young men to enjoy it. Yeah, you're going to compete and win, but at the same time, this is going to be a big memory in their life. They're going to be able to tell grandkids and their kids, man, I played on that floor.
Yeah.
So you want them to enjoy it. And that's why I told those guys, I want you to enjoy it. We're going to compete, but I want you to really take it in and enjoy it and have a good time.
There is something special about the way that the 14th District plays basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, you up and down, it's a very, very fast game. And I think a lot of teams that play that half-court game have a real hard time adjusting to the speed and athleticism, especially your team this year.
Yeah, you know what, and it's one of those, especially in the region tournament, we play on 94 feet every day.
Yeah.
We play on, our floor is 94 feet at the high school. That's one of the things Coach Riley did before he left. He was like, well, if we're going to play on 94 feet when it counts, why not play on it every day?
Yeah.
Practice on it and play on it. And it is a huge difference. People don't think 10 feet's a bit. It is a huge deal because when we get on a regular court, I'm like, where's all the space we're used to?
Right.
It affects us the other way when we get on the smaller court. So then you get those other teams on that big court and they have to run up and down that big court. Well, we've been doing it all year. And that's a battle for kids. That 10 feet, it wears on you as the season goes on. Us and Bowling Green both play on 94 feet.
Yeah.
You practice on it, you play on it, so it doesn't affect our kids like it does most teams. And when we played our first two games, I told our kids, we have to force our pace on teams. I've had it where it's been forced the other way, where it's slowed down to a grind, then you're in a ball game. I said, we just have to play fast, under control, but let's really get after them. And speed the game up.
Yeah, and defensively too. I mean, the guys are relentless defensively on guarding, and plus you got big guys. You got 6'2", 6'4" guys, 6'5", and they're big and they're fast, and some of them are guards.
Yeah, well, that's why I tell people. I said, well, we got a bunch of big guards. Our smallest guy we play is Isaiah Villaforte at 5'10", 5'9", 5'10". Then this young man is the next smallest at 6'3", 205 pounds, and everybody else is 6'4", 6'5". It's probably it is the best defensive team I've had. But with that, we also can really score. Multiple kids can really score the basketball.
Absolutely.
I've had teams where one or two or three guys could really score. This group, we have 6 or 7 who can really score the basketball.
Yep.
We have 5 guys almost in double figures.
Yes.
And a guy like Isaiah Villaforte who can really shoot, he allows those other guys to go because he just likes to run the show. We have to get on him to shoot more, but he could be a double-figure guy. But he makes our engine go, But and Amari Glover does what he does. All he wants to do is win. Yeah. So he shoots 6, 7, 8 shots a game, where anywhere else he'd shoot 20 times.
Exactly.
But and all he wants to do is win, and they love playing together.
Well, you're headed to Rupp. You're playing Mail. Mail defeated Ballard in, I think, a double overtime. Triple overtime. Another tough region to get out of. But honestly, this is going to be one of the top games, if not the game, of the tournament. In the first round, you've got 2 top 5 teams in the state squaring off, and it's like pushing a rope. You can't do it. You can't make KHSA seed, and you deserve it.
Yeah.
Mail deserves to be seeded. You deserve to be seeded. That's the benefit of having a great team and having a great season, but they don't see it like that. So with that being said, how do you prepare for Mail?
I've known Coach Hayworth a long time. We're good friends. We started head coaching together. He was at Hopkinsville, and I started at Warren Central. So we talk on the phone a lot. We text each other a lot. His teams, we're very similar style-wise, They're going to play up and down the floor. They're going to be physical. They're going to get after it. He's up barking on that sideline. I mean, great coach. He's done an unbelievable job at Mayo. And then they got one of the top 50 players in the junior class on their team. And the kid's an animal. But we're going to go compete. My kids aren't scared at all. We're going to go compete. We're looking forward to it. That's what you want.
Yeah.
You want to play the best of the best and see where you are. And it'd be a great experience. Mayo's kind of like us. They don't have, I think they might play one senior. You know, and it's like us. We got one senior. So it's going to be a great experience for both groups. We both missed out on it 2 years ago. So it's good getting back. Yeah, it'd be nice if it's seated, but I'll take it any way I can get it right now, and I'm happy.
And Rupp Arena is going to be packed because people want to get out and see these kids play. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, more with Coach Unsol. We're going to get more into the weeds on some of the ex-players and some of the great things that are going on. More of the Sporting Times right here on WNKY, NBC 40. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Having a great conversation with Coach Unsol. Warren Central's headed to Rupp Arena. Coach Donovan Hassel, Chris Porter-Button, Jordan Cousins, Skylar Potter. These are great players that you have coached as the head coach.
Yeah.
And now you got a team that has the talent of all these guys on one team. Kind of talk about just the rich history of the last 11 seasons that you've been the head coach.
I mean, we have had a great amount of talent. You know, like I said, Donovan Hassel, Nay Walker, Byron Carver.
Yes.
Would play with Chris Porter-Button, Jared Savage.
Yep.
Kobe Caldwell played in the Pac-12. Bale Bowman played at Miami, Ohio. Jordan, of course, Mikhail Me. We've had a great deal of talent, and we haven't had a team, though, with this amount of talent.
Yeah.
You know, I tell people all the time, like Jordan's came home, he said, "You think they could beat us?" I said, "Them as seniors and you as senior, yes, it's not close right now." And he worked out with him. He said, "You're right." You know, he said, I said, it was you and Skylar and Mikhail that scored. I said, and then Tayshawn and Jamel. We played 6 kids that year. I said, 1 through 8, these kids, I've never had one this good. So he worked out with him. He said, "Coach, you're right.
Yeah.
They probably would beat us." And I was like, yeah, they know, you know, no offense, but great teams. We've had great teams, great kids. This group is just special in the way they bonded. They've been playing for the most part since middle school together, and it's a joy to do. It's a joy to coach. It makes my job easy.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch, and you know, you and I have talked about this before. You have a son that's on this team, Cade. You know, my kids played sports, but as a parent, you know, when my son scored a goal, you could high five another parent. You can cheer, you can yell. You know, you can get into it. You got to watch your son. He hits a big 3. You're on the sideline. It's not like you can go to a assistant coach and give him a high five and cheer him on. That's got to be you got to kind of keep it in.
Well, you know what? I block it out. I don't even you know, as we're playing, sometimes I don't sit back and think, oh, that's my son.
Yeah.
You know, like last night after the game, I'm like, man, my son had a great game.
Right.
I mean, and dude got a chance to be special. You know, everybody texted me, man. It was funny because everybody's like, why don't you take him out too much? You leave him over there way too long, you know. And I'm like, I know it's the the balance of coaching your own child and having him to understand he really has to earn everything he gets, and he hasn't complained one time. And you know, anywhere else he's probably averaging 15 to 20 points a game.
Yeah.
And he averaging 10 points a game on very few shots. Yep. You know, he just got to make do with what he gets. But he got a chance to be special, man. He loves playing with these guys. He wouldn't want to do anything else. I mean, I asked him one time, Garrett, be a freshman, what if Daddy took a different job? No, I want to play at Warren Central and play for you. Well, that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. And because he's grown up, and he's been in the gym 2 weeks old in a little baby seat, hearing that ball bouncing once. That's all he's ever known. I used to pick him up from school and go to practice with him. And I'll watch him play, and he'd do a shot fake in the game. I'm like, where'd you get that from? I was watching the guys at practice.
Right.
You know, he's in 3rd grade now. I'm just now really starting to work with him because I wanted him to be able to say, no, I want you to work me out. come on, let me make you work out.
So he was 5 or 6 years old when you got the head coaching job, right?
Yeah.
When you took over.
Yep.
So he's been in that gym a long time.
The whole time. Even as assistant coach, he's been in there with us. He's been on, I mean, he goes to Christmas tournaments. He's been state tournament multiple times with us, but it's different now that he's playing.
Yeah.
So, you know, after the game, I can sit back and be a father.
Right.
You know, during the game, it's coach and player, and we go after it sometimes. He gets it a little more than the rest. I told him, you got to take a little more than the rest.
Right.
They can't see me not coach you hard. I got to coach you harder than the rest.
Yeah.
But those guys respect him. They know how good of a player he is. I mean, last year as a freshman, the players are saying, Coach, we need him to play. You know, he's practicing great, and I'm just holding him back. You know, he's a freshman. I want you to earn this and really earn it. Yeah. And so late in the year, we started playing him, and I mean, he's just always been a confident kid.
Yeah. Well, it's been an incredible run. 11 seasons. I know you've got a few seasons left in you. I'm not going to ask you how many, but right now, I know your attention is on Mayo.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for allowing ST Livestream to go up and do the broadcast for Warren Central. We're excited about that, but we want people to go up and support this team. Coach, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
And spending some time in here. We'll
Yes,
see
sir.
you up at Rupp Arena. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Amari Glover right here in studio. We're going to have some fun. Look forward to talking with him. We'll take a short break. More of the Sporting Times on WNKY NBC 40. Welcome back to the show. Again, I want to thank Coach William Unsol for being my guest today. And of course, joining me now is one of those great players from the Dragons team, Amari Glover. Amari, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's great having you here. We haven't had a lot of student athletes on the show because, of course, we had the pandemic and all the stuff that went with that. But congratulations for winning the 4th region last night. What was it like for you preparing for that game? What was your day like? I mean, did you think a lot about the game? Were you nervous about it? What was your preparation?
No, I really didn't think about it too much, but I knew that like all my teammates, all of us, you know, we was just thinking, we was locked in for real. You know, just taking our time throughout the day, just to hype each other up, you know.
Yeah.
And then we just couldn't wait for game time. So.
Is it different mentally for you and your teammates to, you know, be in that final game? Obviously, you've been playing at Diddle. You know what the crowds were going to be like. Maybe the crowds were a little bit bigger, but was it different for you knowing that this is it? We either win and move on, or if we lose, we're done.
Well, I didn't really have that mindset, but I mean, I came in and knowing to win, you know, had to do it for my seniors, you know, Jaden, big guy, you know, like a brother to me, you know. We had to do it for him, you know. He's put in hard work since the beginning of the season and everything. We just had to do it for him. So
the game, obviously, you know Bowling Green probably as well as you know Warren Central. I mean, you've played them so many times. Is it a different feeling going into that final game, even though you're playing Bowling Green? Do you think about the rivalry? Do you think about the other players? Or are you just locked in on what you have to do?
Locked in on what I had to do, but I knew more so as we were playing them. It was our 4th time playing them.
Yeah.
And we knew that they was going to come with a lot of intensity. And, you know, Turner, you know, I know he's going to step up and be a leader, you know. And all the young guys was going to, you know, follow after him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was more prepared for it. Yeah.
So has it sunk in that you're going to Rupp Arena and thankfully, knock on wood, that we've gotten all that other stuff behind us so that you can actually go to Rupp and play in front of a crowd? Has it sunk in that you're going to be at Rupp Arena and playing?
Yeah, it has. It's my first time, but I'm more so ready, yeah. I'm ready.
You know, you've been to Rupp Arena before, obviously, so you know how big it feels. Kind of talk about your preparation for that. As a team, I know coach is you guys are going to be working out, you're going to be scouting Mayo, you're going to be preparing for that game. But, for you, what is it like getting ready for that big game?
It's more like all the other games, just, lock in as much as you can, yeah, that's pretty much it.
You're a great player, and great players have God-given talents, but great players also have to work at it. They also have to develop their skill. You told me before we started the segment that you played AAU. What's the difference do you see playing AAU versus playing high school?
I feel like it's more free, Last year I played with Coach Sid, and most of the guys that played, this year with us, is just, we just had a lot more fun, but as the season went, we had to lock in for sure.
Did you play with guys that you competed against at the high school level? Were they on your AAU team?
Oh yes, some of them.
Is that different, squaring off with a guy that you've played AAU with and now you're competing against at the high school level?
Yes, sir. It's more different, They just come in ready and work harder than they usually do.
Talk about this team, this Warren Central team. We got about a minute left. Just how special the players are and how you guys gel as a team.
We knew, like last year, first round, we knew we lost, but we knew that we had to lock in, this year from the beginning of the season. We just been grinding, practicing real hard. We might not have our good days, but we might come in next week, have a better day. But we knew that we wanted to get to this point, and so we've done as much as we can, and now we're rough.
It's a grind. I mean, the basketball season is tough. Congratulations to you, Amari, and all your successes, and also to your teammates. Can't wait to get to Rupp Arena and watch you guys shine. Take Mail down, and let's see where it goes, but congratulations. And I want to thank our viewers for tuning in every Saturday to watch the Sporting Times and see great guests that we have, like Amari and Coach and all the other guests. For Doug Thompson and the Sporting Times and WNKY, have a fantastic week. Good night.